20 years ago this morning, I turned myself in for what I thought was going to be a life sentence in prison. I had been arrested a couple of weeks earlier for 4 counts of possession of stolen property, and because I was a three striker, I was facing 25 years to life for each one of those. Now, I had bailed out on $10,000 bail before the system could figure out that I was a three strike candidate, but I knew when I went to court that they would know. I knew the district attorney would know. And so I had a couple of weeks to think about it, a couple of weeks to think about running. I had a couple of weeks of getting really drunk, smoking a lot of pot. I stopped doing meth, but I was staying loaded. And there was a lot of fear there. And ultimately, what started to come up for me is I envisioned a life on the run. I envisioned a life in a different country. And it just sounded exhausting. I was already exhausted. I was tired of lying. I was tired of cheating. I was tired of hiding. I was tired of getting loaded. And running just felt like I was sentencing myself to do that for the rest of my life. And so on the morning of my court date, 20 years ago, I got high one last time. I got high one last time in order to get the courage to go to court. And I went to court. I didn't bring anything with me other than $300 in cash. I didn't bring jewelry, wallet, keys, nothing. And they remanded me into custody that day. The district attorney said, Your Honor, he's a flight risk. He's facing, at the moment, 100 years to life in prison. We need to bring him into custody. And they did. And I was sitting in that jury box. And the bailiff, who's also a sheriff, was kind of doing a property log. What did I have on me so that they could book me into the jail and they'd have a record of it. Pants, shirt, no belt, no jewelry, no wallet, no keys, just cash. And the sheriff caught on to what was going on. The sheriff realized that I knew I was going to jail that day. He realized that I knew that I was going to be facing life in prison. And he looked at me, he's like, "Why did you come to court today? Why did you come?" Now, he said it like surprised, aghast, like almost implying that he wouldn't have. And I looked at him and I just told him the truth. I said, "I don't have it in me. I'm too tired." That was 20 years ago. And that is the best surrender I ever made.